Hey guys, Cronus Falls here, and today I am bringing you a champion guide on Rearguard Sergeant. Now, Rearguard Sergeant is a Force Affinity Dwarf champion, and she is very good as a carry, so let's go ahead and check out her skills first. So her A1 here attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance when booked of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. So pretty solid A1, getting that decreased defense off pretty often is very nice, especially in Clan Boss on an A1 is very good. Her A2 here, Flail Master, attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. This books up to a 75% chance. Also heals this champion by 25% of the damage inflicted, so some built-in lifesteal, which is nice. And this is on a 3-turn cooldown when booked, and is a 75% chance as well. So she doesn't get up to that 100% chance of decreased attack, which is really unfortunate because it means that she is not as viable to keep it up in the clan boss, but still a pretty decent ability considering it is an AoE and very good for waves. So her A3 here, Fend Them Off, places a 50% ally protection buff and a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, very good for support in dungeons. She is a great carry and really great overall. Her aura here is alright as well, increases force ally HP in all battles by 33%. So a decent aura if most of your team is force affinity, which is not typically the case for people since magic affinity is definitely the predominant force in this game. So those are the skills. Let's go ahead and take a look at the build here. So I basically just took my Rosin's gear off and threw it on her. So as you can see here, this weapon has 9 speed, 12 accuracy, 18% crit rate. You don't really want to build crit rate for her. Like I said, had this built for Rosin, so it is going to be pretty good gear, but not necessarily the best for her. So that is the weapon. On the helmet here, 31 accuracy, 12% defense, which is very nice for her. On the shield, we've got 10 speed, 11% crit rate, and 32 accuracy, as well as 7% defense. Very good shield. On the gloves here, we've just got defense gloves with some good HP rolls, 14% there, as well as 14 accuracy. On the chest, defense chest, we got 6% crit rate, 18 speed, which is very nice, 14 accuracy, and unfortunately a double roll and flat defense for 94. So that wasn't great. On the boots here, we've got speed boots, and these are just giving me 13% crit damage, which isn't huge on her, and 8% HP. They're mainly just in there to be 6-star speed boots, get her going a little faster. As you can see, she's in 3 sets speed, and that is because I use Matcha Lead in the clan boss now, so I don't really need lifesteal anymore. As far as the jewelry goes, she is in this HP ring for some reason. She should definitely be in a defense ring. I don't know why I have her in this. It may be a leftover from a previous build because I haven't used her in a really long time. So I guess I'll just go ahead and throw her in this real quick. So a defense ring, defense amulet with good accuracy rolls, and an accuracy banner with a good defense roll. It'd be nice if this had some speed in it, but I just didn't have that. So her overall stats are pretty nice here. We've got her at about 35k HP, 4054 defense, 219 speed, 55% crit rate, which isn't bad, and 238 accuracy, which is perfect for dungeons. Now let's go ahead and get into masteries. So here we've got her straight line down to War Master. That's your typical clan boss dungeon setup. And then on the support tree here, we've got her going accuracy, increased turn meter when debuffs expire. And then I just went Exalt Death and get 10% heals the first time an enemy is killed in each round, which is decent since she's not in lifesteal or anything. And then rapid response, when buffs fall off, she can get turn meter increase. Lore of Steel to make her go faster. Sniper to bump that attack down percentage chance up to 80%. Cycle of Magic, 5% chance to get a cooldown on random skill. That's okay, but I really just got it to get into Lasting Gifts here, which has a 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this champion by 1 turn, which is very good for her. So that is the build, guys. Let's go ahead and throw her into some dungeons and see what she's all about. So first of all, we're going to come into Ice Golem here. Ice Golem is definitely a more difficult dungeon. So the setup I've got going here, we've got Apothecary for speed and heals, Reliquary Tinder going to be giving us that debuff clear as well as revive, and then she is going to be giving us some ally protection as well as some healing, so that's cool. We've got basically 3 healers here. And then obviously Stagnites, decreased defense and decreased attack across the board. And our Greybeard is in here for some CC, so let's go ahead and see how this works. So we're going to come in here. Obviously this is not going to be a fast run. No one in here is built for damage except for Stagnites, but even then I've kind of nerfed his damage a little bit to make his build more optimal for my spider team. So let's go ahead and see here. So we've got some CC coming out. Unfortunately, I think Greybeard's freezes didn't get anyone, so that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. There we go, we got 1 freeze off there. Maybe he just hadn't done it yet. But we are doing pretty good here. We're going to be making it through the wave in probably somewhere around a minute. These guys that have the block debuffs definitely slow it down. But basically what she's in here for is this ally protection here, so once they come through and start hitting our people, she's going to be taking half of that damage for them, which is very good, because some of these people are pretty squishy. I know my Apothecary is pretty squishy, my Stagnite is not the tankiest either, and Reliquary Tinder could be really tanky, but I just don't have her in the best of gear. So let's go ahead, and we're going to be getting through here right at the 107 mark. So first wave down, this is the danger wave here. Hopefully we can get some CC out. We did, but not on the ones we want. Got the ally protection now. So these guys, their Shriek actually hits pretty hard, but it's going to do a lot less now thanks to Rearguard. As you can see, she took a lot of that damage, so Reliquary Tinder didn't have to. And now we're just going to be working our way through this. If she does happen to go down because of the ally protection, Reliquary Tinder can just go ahead and bring her back up. And important thing to note here, I don't believe the ally protection does anything against reflect damage. So don't expect her to come in there and save you from a Royal Guard nuking himself like that. But yeah, looking pretty good. We are in no danger of going down here. We're getting healed up constantly by our Apothecary, Reliquary Tinder, and Rearguard. Got all these continuous heals across the board, as well as spot heals from Apothecary. So we are going to be getting on to the boss right around the 2-minute 10-second mark. There we go. And so now we're here, and again, she's just going to be putting up this ally protection. If the boss comes through with his AoE, she's going to take the brunt of that for people. And that's very nice because Reliquary Tinder, we really don't want to go down. That is worst case scenario, but if she goes down, Reliquary Tinder can just go ahead and bring her right back up. We get the cleanse from Reliquary Tinder here, so we don't have to worry about that decreased defense on us. And now we are just going to be going through the boss fight, as it is a very long fight, probably going to be over 5 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut here and come back in towards the end to see how we're doing. Alright, so we're coming up towards the end of the fight here. As you can see, we're close to that 6-minute mark. We just took a big hit and our rear guard went down, but thanks to our ally protection, everyone else stayed up. So we're still looking pretty solid here. We should be getting some heals coming through here in a second. There we go, we get the cleanse. We've got a heal up on her now. Apothecary should be able... Ooh, that's not good for her. But that's fine, we're at the end of the fight. We're not worried. Even if she went down, we'd be okay. So 6 minutes, that'll do it. And so she really did a lot there. She helped keep us all alive. Also, she came in and did 1.3 million damage, which is not bad at all. That was second most on the team, only to Stagnite. So let's go ahead and move on now to the Dragon Dungeon. So go ahead and bring her into Dragon 20 here. And so I thought when I was putting this team together, what if someone didn't have a poisoner? You know, you don't start with... Not everyone starts with Kale. I imagine not even half of people start with Kale. So what do you do if you're coming in here, you don't have a good poisoner, you never pulled a Kale, you don't have anyone like a Frozen Banshee, anything like that? Well, then you need to go for more of a sustain style team. So what I did, I put her in here in place of the poisoner. So this is basically the same team as we had in the last dungeon, just substituting in Tayrel since Stagnite is a bad affinity here. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is going to be a little bit longer of a run, but that's just kind of how it goes. Poison definitely speeds it up, but as far as the waves go, it'll actually be a little bit more consistent this way because you have one less squishy champion. Like if you brought Kale in here, you know, he's not a defense champion. He's way more likely to go down. Also, she's a good affinity, so they're not going to be targeting her, which means her ally protection is going to have a lot of effect here. So here we go, we're getting some good CC off from Greybeard here. Hopefully we get a freeze out of him pretty soon as well. Let's see. He's taking a beating, but luckily he's got that ally protection on, so he doesn't go down there. And so yeah, we're just basically working our way through these waves. It's going to take a little while, as I said. We're probably going to be looking, again, more like a 5-minute run here. But, I mean, consistency, especially when you're coming up for the Arbiter missions, is what you're looking for. Get a couple freezes there off of Greybeard. So we're getting through this wave probably around the 1 minute 15 second mark. So yeah, if you can auto this, then you can absolutely farm gear. It won't be the fastest thing in the world, but until you get a good poisoner, this is basically what you can do. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut here, come back in towards the end of the fight, because you've all seen this a million times, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're coming up towards the end here. We're at the 4 minute 15 second mark almost, and we haven't been able to stop all of the inhales due to our lack of a poisoner. But thanks to Rearguard Sergeant, we haven't been dying when they come through. So that's what she's really doing here to help us out. As you'll see, she'll get the ally protection right here. And even though the big inhale attack comes off, all of our people except her are fine. So we can tank it through the last one. She'll come back right here thanks to Reliquary Tender. And we can just push our way through. So this is going to be right around the 4 minute 45 second mark, it looks like, as far as clear time. And yeah, if you don't have a good poisoner to work with, sustain style team is definitely what you need to do. You do still need the main mechanics, you know, speed boost, CC, reviver, AoE decreased defense, but someone like a Rearguard or a Jareg, something like that to come in here and help you out is definitely good as well. It's right about the 5 minute mark actually. That's okay, I'll keep it for now. Now let's go ahead and move on to the Fire Knight. So Fire Knight, we're going to come in here, go to stage 20. And so for this team, basically, what I have going on here, Cold Heart is our only method of turn meter manipulation, but Stag Knight does come in here and give us a slow as well, which is very nice. We do not have CC in here because Greybeard is not a good affinity, so what we have done is taken him out and put her in his place. She is going to provide us some protection in place of CC, just to keep our people alive and healthy. So let's go ahead and get into this here. Apothecary should be the one who is taking the brunt of the damage here. But let's see, we got the AoE decrease attack and defense going. She also provides AoE decrease attack, which is good. So if Stag Knight did happen to get resisted on someone, like the Errol for instance, she could come in as a backup and bring it up. And getting the decrease attack on Errol is very important as he hits extremely hard here. So yeah, they're all going on Apothecary, but since he has the ally protection, Rearguard Sergeant has actually been taking the brunt of the damage here. But Apothecary is doing a good job of keeping her healed up. And we are at no risk of our Apothecary going down, because if he did, we would be absolutely screwed when we got to the boss. His 3-hit A1 is absolutely necessary for us to break that shield. So looks like we're going to be getting through the first wave here, right around the 1 minute mark, which is not at all bad for Fire Knight. There we go. On to the second one. Get the ally protection up right away. May even end up running out before they get to take a turn, but we got the AoE decrease attack, so now Errol's not too much of a threat to us. There we go. She got stunned unfortunately, so she's going to miss out on one of her cooldowns, but that's fine. She's basically got the ally protection up on Apothecary, which is what we needed her to do. So look at those big hits coming in. Apothecary might have gone down if it weren't for her ally protection there. And we've got it back up since it's on a 3-turn cooldown. It's very consistent to keep it up against waves. So it looks like we're going to be getting through to the boss probably right around the 2 minute mark, which is pretty good here. The real question in Fire Knight when you're going through is how they actually perform against the boss, because the AI obviously is not the best. I think we'll be looking alright here. As you've seen, I've already run this once, so I know it works. It's just a matter of how consistent it is. So we're on to the boss right before the 2 minute mark, which is good. We're going to be going, get the ally protection up here. So when he does his first slam, we are not going to be taking that much. Hopefully we can break the shields here. We do, that's good. Heal reduction on. Take the first slam. She takes some of that damage for Apothecary and Stag Knight. Unfortunately, Cold Heart didn't have it up anymore, but she's still looking okay, so we're not too bad here. We do have the slow on him, and we got the Heart Seeker off at a good time. Not the best time, because we didn't get off a whole lot of damage, but at least we did get some turn meter reduction. So there we go, reapply the heal debuff, and now we're just kind of cruising through. We're not too worried about anything happening here. With the 30% slow on him, we're pretty consistently going to be able to drop his shield and drop the turn meter when it comes around. So as you can see, this is going to be a pretty quick run here actually, and without any CC to speak of in the team. So this is actually a pretty solid strategy to come through with. Apothecary is actually a big deal in this because of his speed boost, his 3-hit A1, and because he is the one taking the brunt of the damage because he is an off affinity. So you do want to build him a little bit tanky. So there we go. Obviously Cold Heart, very important to that as well. She does have a 4-hit A1 and Heart Seeker. So without her, this setup would not be possible. You could tweak it around, get an Armiger in here. You would need probably someone other than Reliquary Tinder though, someone with a good 3-hit A1 like a Rosin, something like that. That's actually pretty good for the stun set, so I'm going to keep that. But that is it for dungeons. I'm not going to bring her into spiders. She doesn't have a whole lot of practical use there. Her ally protection isn't the greatest thing there either because she would be the one taking the brunt of the damage since she's the off affinity on 20. Let's go ahead and get into a clan boss run here. So in clan boss, this is my typical team. We've got Jarek, Arbiter, Mashaled, Rotos, and a Cult Brawler or Frozen Banshee depending on what the affinity is. So I've already hit it once today. I hit it for, what was it, about 30 million I think. There we go, 29.19 million. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take Rotos out, we're going to put her in, and so she has basically the same A1 as Rotos, a 50% chance of placing a decreased attack, but she does bring a little bit more sustainability as well, and she is quite fast, so she should be pretty good on this team. She also has some built-in lifesteal, that plus Mashaled, we should be able to sustain for quite a while. So let's go ahead and get into a run here and just see how it works. So we're just going to leave it on auto. That's how I typically do my runs. So we've got the leech up. Unfortunately, he does place a heal reduction, which gets in the way of some poison, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Decreased attack comes up from her, and we are looking pretty solid here. So this will be nice on a force affinity because she does provide a backup decreased attack for my Jareg. So if his happens to fall off, she can come in and help replace it. One unfortunate thing though is since it hits, I think she'll use it even when it is fully up. It'd be really nice if like Grizzled Jarl, she would hold on to it until it's not up, but I just don't think that's going to be what happens here. Let's see, when it comes back around, we'll see if she uses it. I think it'll be back this turn. So let's see, are you going to use it? Oh, she didn't, interesting. I'm going to go one more turn just to see because it's going to fall off here, and she uses it. She didn't land it though. I think, did we already have 10 debuffs? Yeah, we did. Okay, so that's probably why. So anyways, yeah, let's just go ahead and I'm going to let this play through and we will see how it ends up. Alright, so it looks like we're coming up towards the end of the run here. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Obviously she's not doing the same kind of damage that Rotos would in this situation, but she has been able to help us sustain quite a bit longer. We're going on to about turn 30 here, which is cool, 24 million damage. If I hit turn 30 with that other team, I'd be looking at well over 30 million, so very good. Yeah, so I mean that's Rearguard Sergeant. You can come in here, put her in a team like this, she can easily help you 2-key it on Nightmare. I'm not sure how this would perform on Ultra Nightmare, I don't have a key to test it right now. As you can see, 2.7 million damage, not bad at all, more than the Jareg or the Arbiter, but definitely not in line with Mashaled or a Cult Brawler. So overall, Rearguard Sergeant, an absolute great carry. She can come into several of the dungeons for you and do a lot of work. Her kit is amazing between ally protection, AoE attack down, and decreased defense on an A1. She certainly brings a lot to the table. So if you have her, I would definitely suggest investing. One thing I should go over real quick though is she does take a lot of books. If you want to use her in Clan Boss, you do need to book the A1, assuming you want her to be your main decreased defense champion. If you have someone else in there, like a Tayrell or something doing that, you don't have to worry about that. This one here, though, the decrease attack AoE takes a ton of books. As you can see, it takes 7 books here to get to the cooldown. I would say it is worth booking. It is a little unfortunate how much they put in here, though. She could have been an absolutely amazing champion for any character if they had just taken these out and made her a, what would that be? She'd be 3, 7, 9, a 9-book champion. That's what she should be, and she would be really good, even 10 if they had kept one of these in. But I guess that's just what we have to deal with. So that is Rearguard Sergeant. If you liked, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord, or leave a comment down below if there's anything you'd like to talk about. I'm always happy to give advice, and thanks for watching.